In 1934, and they made a big deal out of that video, out of that movie, and that shows you that back in the 30s, they knew about the Rothchilds. They knew about it. But if you can catch that video on YouTube, it shows you how the patriot was living in Germany, and they had the tax collectors come around, and he was good at hiding his money.
He was a banker.
He was a money changer, which is a banker. Exactly. He dealt with gold. He dealt with gold and silver, and his goal was to get the gold and silver control of gold and silver of everybody on the planet Earth. Because how did they get the gold from Fort Knox? They set up their agent, FDR, Frederick Delano Roosevelt, to before that, going back to Woodrow Wilson, he had set up what was called the Federal Reserve Act.
Yeah, that's the Satan of the world, in my opinion.
Say again?
To me, that's one of the bonds to Satan.
Well, they're all demons. They're all demons. So they're all introduced. They're all introduced to the left-hand side of the spiritual realm. All these super rich, they're all introduced to. You have to worship Satan. You have to worship certain deities. All right.
So is that like why Tupac's aunt? More like, yo, we about to rob 5 banks, and they broke her out of jail. Then she went to Cuba, and she's still there.
It could have been a setup. It could have been a setup, man. Most of these black leaders, like we all know about the Black Panthers and the New Black Panthers. Well, the Black Panthers was set up by the Illuminati. I had this book where it had a chart of all the groups that the Illuminati had set up. The Rothchilds set up, and one of the groups was known as the Black Panther Society, and that was set up by the Rothchilds. The NAACP was also set up by the Illuminated ones.
Is that a bad thing?
Huh?
Bad thing?
Well, those blacks that went on that side, they're sellouts. They're sellouts. They all worship the devil. They all worship the devil. These so-called founders of the Black Panther, what's his name? Huey Newton.
Bobby Seale.
They all worship the devil. They all worship the devil.
Yeah, that is a bad thing because they're set up to deceive.
I forget I had the book years ago. I don't know what happened to it.
They're all set up to deceive our people. Let me read the scripture. Isaiah 9.
Okay,
Isaiah 9:16. For the leaders of this people, cause them to err. Did you hear that? Read it again. For the leaders of this people, cause them to err. That's why the Illuminati set them up, to cause our people to err. But they're not going to get all of our people to err because you have something called the elect. The elect is going to see right through that crap.
They even infiltrated Israelite groups.
Yeah. You can't. That's why the scriptures say, if it were possible, they would deceive the very elect. So you can't deceive the elect. Go ahead. And they that are led of them are destroyed. So that's why they set them up, to lead our people. But the Lord already got the number. 2/3 of our people, they're going to be led by fools that the Illuminati set up.
I'm itching for this. So what do you mean by set up? In my opinion, I think what you're saying is so deep that it goes on.
Well, set up meaning financed.
Financially?
Well, the money, where they get the money from to set up the...
They have a meeting with those guys. They fill those guys out. They tell them, look, if you do this, that, and the other, we're going to give you X amount of dollars.
You would think that's in the social security number, so when you go in for a job, they already have you like, you're a nigger.
Of course. Absolutely.
Because, in my opinion, not to give y'all a life story, but it's like I've been F by the system since day one, since birth.
Well, guess what? You're supposed to be. You're supposed to be. We're all slaves. We're slaves. We're slaves to this day. You know what? Deuteronomy 28, the whole chapter. From the 16th verse.
That's heavy, because earlier on, then I read the whole chapter.
I keep looking at this. Hey, you know what, man? I keep looking at this. Put that down, brother.
System means
simple.
No, system.
And that's heavy. Every time you guys come, you go back to
organization.
That's
from the Latin, it means pit.
Say it again?
Pit.
Pit?
Yeah. Like if I took you and threw you in a pit, is that a good thing?
No, nah.
Right. So the system is not a good thing. The word system derives from the Latin meaning pit. See, that's another thing our people don't know about words. Words are very important. there's a reason why the so-called white man uses certain words, like the word inauguration. You got Barack Obama. He's about to be inaugurated, right? Do you know what the word inaugurated means?
I mean, I could break it down and probably figure out, but no, come on.
Well, go ahead, take a shot.
No, he don't know.
Yeah,
Let's
take
not
a
waste
shot.
time. He don't know. You gonna
Ignore or berated. So I mean, ignore is like, I'd say, to put it so you're not being ignored by.
no.
No, Listen, inaugurated, not inaugurated, or inaugural. I'm sorry, inaugurated.
That goes back to the Roman Caesars.
Right.
The Roman Caesars, they were inaugurated.
You know what
That
the
means
word-
they became warlocks.
That's right.
They're able to cast spells. You know?
It means
So how would you cast a spell? Would that have something to do with listening?
Yeah, well, does not the masses listen to Barack Obama?
cast spells.
They casting a spell over this guy, man. Jay-Z, when he throws them diamonds up, he's casting a spell over the people, man. He's telling the people to throw up your diamonds.
Michael Jackson used to do that too.
Yep.
Yeah,
He
Barack
used to cast
Obama.
spells on people.
The word literally means to stand and take place of the demons. So these,
Yep,
now,
that's right.
now that's
That's
where
right.
you get the word augur. Augur,
Right.
another word for augur is witchcraft. Inaugurated, meaning to stand and to take place of the demons, to become a witch. And that's exactly what Barack Obama is. He's a witch. And when he makes his speeches and he does his hand gestures, that's to cast spells on the people. And like I said, he got 2/3 of these people. But he ain't gonna get the elect.
Which they got that from the ancient Greeks and the Romans. Because ancient Greeks and the Romans, they had what was called a pantheon.
Oh yeah,
Sorry.
Ephesians 6 and 10. That's a good one.
In the spirit.
6 and 10. Go ahead.
Ephesians 6 and 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might.
Yeah, yep. Go ahead.
Put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil.
Yeah, the whole armor of the Most High is his truth. Yep. Well, it says that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. Now you look that word up, wiles, it's spelled W-I-E-L-S.
W-I-L-E-S.
Spell the word there. I want to make sure it's the wiles.
W-I-L-E-S.
W-I-L-E-S. I'm sorry. And the word wiles means trickery. Like that term feminine wiles. She uses her feminine wiles to get her way. Read that again.
Put on the whole armor of the Most High,
Go on.
that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil.
That you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil, the trickery of the devil. Barack Obama is part of those wiles.
We're not ignorant of Satan's devices.
Right? Go ahead.
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood,
Yep.
but against principalities, against powers.
Yeah, when it says principalities, when you look it up, it means a hierarchy of demons.
Yes,
So we're actually coming up against demons.
Yep.
All right?
Them forces, man.
The same demons that give Barack Obama his power.
Yep.
To stand before people and mesmerize them. You know? Go ahead, brother.
But against principalities, against powers,
Against powers. Did not Satan tell the Lord that this world is given unto me, and to whomsoever I will I give it? That was 2,000 years ago. Remember the conversation between the Lord and Satan? But Satan laid it out there. Satan told the Lord, this is my kingdom. Yeah, he showed him the kingdoms of the world in a moment of time, which means the Lord saw this kingdom. And then it tells you in the book of Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So demons, the satanic demons control this kingdom. Go ahead.
against the rulers of the darkness of this world.
Against the rulers of the darkness of this world. Who is that? That's the Illuminati. They call themselves the Illuminati. All right?
Yeah.
Go ahead, brother.
Against spiritual wickedness in high places.
Against spiritual wickedness in high places. Barack Obama is an example of that.
Would these buildings also be considered high places?
Well, the high places the scripture is talking about is in the government.
Yeah, right.
In the upper echelon of the
Positions.
government.
Positions. You know?
That's what it's talking. It ain't talking about high buildings like this. It's talking about high places in the so-called white man's government. Like the highest place right now is the ruling class family, the Rothchilds, because they control everything. They tell these guys what to do.
And the spirits work in that too.
Yeah.
You might have Edomite walk down the street, and the Edomite bump you in the shoulder. That's a demon that jumped on him. That's a spiritual demon to make you start something.
That's right.
Hey, you know, years ago, this brother will attest to it. We were out on 86th Street, we used to sell oil and incense. And one time we were out there, and this cracker came up to us. He said, "You know, there are forces out here that keep you from making money." And we looked at him and we said, "Yeah, we know." And he looked and then he walked away.
The warlock.
This was 86 and 3rd Avenue, so he could have been a warlock, man.
Hey, well, we was
he just came up to us, right? You remember that, right?
Yeah, we standing
He
right
said,
there.
"You know, there are forces out here that
Why would he share that with you?
Well, maybe he looked at our spirit. Maybe he saw something in our spirit. You got to remember, these people on the left-hand side, they can see things, man. You know?
Hey, when we were
And we're not no ordinary folks, man.
That's right. That's right.
Hey, we're not no ordinary people, man. And them demons, they got a hotline for us, man. Sometimes we be out doing things and all of a sudden Satan just
Everything goes wrong.
Yeah, just everything just
Your
goes
car
wrong.
break down.
Yeah.
Your woman call you talking shit. Your boss start getting on your case. That's what he's talking about,
Yeah,
bro.
bring that up.
You're gonna start catching hell.
Well, it tells you in the Apocrypha, "My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state." Because Satan, he ain't gonna mess with the 2/3, because he got them. His prize is to try to get one of the 1/3. The Lord told Peter, Satan had desired to sift you as wheat. In other words, Satan had his sights set on Peter. Then the Lord told him, "I will pray for you, and when your faith is strengthened, pray for your other brothers." So that's the example.
Yeah, because that was the beginning of the church.
What about the, like, for example, the judges in the courthouse is also set by the satanic demonic spirit?
Yeah, the courthouse itself is all Masonic.
Yep.
And it was Albert Pike that said Masonry is witchcraft. Albert Pike wrote a book called Morals and Dogma, and in the book he said that Masonry is witchcraft. So in order for you to be a judge, you got to be a Mason.
Yeah, the judges are Saturnarians.
Yeah.
You know what a Saturnarian is? Someone who worships the planet Saturn.
Yeah.
All right, Saturn is another name really for Satan.
That's why they wear the black robe.
That's why they wear the black robes.
Hey, that's why them so-called Jews worship the Sabbath on Saturday, because it's Saturn's day.
Saturn's day.
And they wear all black.
That's right.
And you notice when they do their little demonic thing, they have that little black cube on their forehead. And you see that black cube throughout Manhattan and different parts of the world, because that black cube is basically a representation of the worship of Saturn.
Yep.
You know?
And that's the day of first day to Shabbat is Saturday?
Not Saturday, no.
No, the Sabbath is not on Saturday.
Right.
Well, the Sabbath can be on Saturday based upon when the new moon comes in.
Right.
So those so-called Jews, they teach that when the sun goes down on Friday night, that's when the Sabbath comes in. That's not necessarily true.
Right.
It depends on if the new moon happens to come in on a Wednesday, guess what? All that month, the Sabbath is going to come on a Wednesday.
That's right.
Oh.
So it changes. It changes.
Once a month. Yeah.
Amos 8. Hey, we got a scripture for you.
Like, case in point, the Sabbath this month is Thursday night.
Thursday night.
So Friday is the Sabbath.
And then there's one in the Apocrypha.
Okay? Like, the
Friday
Sabbath,
night?
all day Thursday was the Sabbath. For this month.
Yeah, you can
But when the
Also,
new moon
get Daniel
changes, it'll
76
change.
to change.
But for this
New
month,
York,
just so
that's
y'all
12.
know, Thursday night sundown is the Sabbath,
Which is all day Friday.
which is all day Friday. When the sun goes down Friday night, Sabbath over. That's for this month. Yeah.
Yeah, we got a scripture.
Amos 8 and 4. Hear this, O ye that swallow up the needy, even to make the poor of the land to fail, saying, when will the new moon be gone, that we may sell corn? And the Sabbath.
When will the new moon be gone that we may sell corn? The question is, why couldn't they sell corn on the new moon?
Because it was a Sabbath.
Because it was a Sabbath. What does the word Sabbath mean? It means rest. So they're supposed to rest. So they couldn't sell corn on the new moon.
That's right.
Go ahead.
And the Sabbath, that we may set forth wheat, making the ephah.
And the Sabbath. Read that part again.
saying, when will the new moon be gone that we may sell corn, and the Sabbath
because the new moon